Hi everyone and welcome to today's episode of the vlog series. Today I'm going to talk to you about what is always a hot topic and that is salaries within the NHS. More specifically, I'm going to speak to you about ST3 plus level doctors and equivalent, so senior clinical fellow, speciality doctor, senior middle grade, anything that goes in that kind of camp as being an ST3 plus or equivalent role. And I'm going to talk to you about the three different types of salaries you might receive. Okay, so the first of the three pay scales that I'm going to talk to you about is the new doctor pay scale. So this is the one that if you were a trainee in the NHS that you would receive, but it can be used for non-trainees as well. It's sometimes known as the MS or MT, followed by a number, so MS, so 3, 4, 5, 6, that kind of thing. The basic premise of this one is that you receive one basic salary, which is around 48k. I'm going to post a link with the video to the NHS pay circular so you can see the exact numbers. And then you receive a premium on top of that based on the hours that you work in your rota. So it's a very fair pay system, and that was why it was introduced a few years ago. You'll be given a premium for any evenings, weekends, night shifts, any out of hours work outside of the normal 40 hours that are covered by that 48k basic salary. Okay, so the next pay scale that I'm going to talk to you about is the old doctor's pay scale. So this is usually known as the MN35 or MN37 scale. It starts with a basic salary of around 31,000 and works its way up to a basic salary of 50,000, and then you're given a banding uplift, which is a straightforward 40% or 50% on top of that. Depending on the number of hours that you work and the frequency of on-call. But it's a very finite, either 40 or 50%, or it could be that there's nothing attached to it at all. The basic salary goes up according to your number of years of experience. So whilst the lower point on there, the 31, is obviously much lower than the 48 on the new scale, you may find that that's uplifted because you've got 5, 6, 7 years of experience, and then the banding on top of that. So it's a different system. It could work in your favour. It really depends on the type of role and the frequency of on-call and that kind of thing, and obviously how many years of experience that you have. So that was why there was a bit of a debate around whether it should be scrapped and the new system come in a few years ago, because some people were made worse off and some people better off, of course. Okay, so the final scale that I'm going to talk to you about is the speciality doctor pay scale. This is known as the MC46 pay scale on the NHS pay circular. And this one is probably a lot simpler than the other two. It's a straightforward basic salary that starts at 40,000, goes up to 70,000, based on your number of years of experience. To be right at the top of that, you would need 18, 20 years of experience. So it does rely on you being very experienced to get the very higher end of those salaries. The only additional uplifts would be if you work any additional PAs, so programmed activities, on top of your normal 40 hours per week. So probably a much simpler system, one that's not used as frequently in the NHS. You tend to be on one of the new or old pay circulars. Okay, so just a final point to note, and that is that the salary scale which is used is predetermined in the job that you'll be offered. So it's not that you could negotiate and say, well, I'd prefer to work on this scale or that scale or the other scale. It will be predetermined according to the job that you're doing. Of course, the bit that you can negotiate with is if there are additional hours that could be done, you may receive additional premium uplifts for that, or additional banding, and the years of experience will obviously be calculated according to how many years you have achieved. Okay, thanks so much for listening. I hope that's been of some use. If you are confused by any of the salary scales, or you'd like us to take a look over your offer, then please do get in touch. We'd be more than happy to help run you through in a bit more detail. As always, we'll put the contact details up at the end of the video.